was able to do and how it touched the baseball community, and lives certainly changed forever. Some good impact, some good learning, and have enjoyed that. We're better for it, getting some perspective from even a guy like Tristan Casas, who left his home behind, from Matt Gerber of the Orlando Scorpions, from Richie Palmer of Elite Baseball down in Pembroke Pines, Florida. So good perspective there. But we continue to kind of wind throughout this show with the focus on the USA 18U team that won the gold medal and did so up in Canada, in Thunder Bay, Canada, with a perfect 9-0 run. And one of the members of that team joins us as we swing out west. We just spoke with the head coach of that team in Arizona, Andy Stankiewicz, joining us, and a man who was willing to play anywhere, did play anywhere, and had a beautifully well-pitched game against Australia along the way, is Brandon Dieter, who joins us out of Covina, California. Brandon, it's interesting because you're a young man who, I would imagine, with your intelligence, your family life, has a little bit of empathy going on in your life, and you traveled on that trip with some guys from South Florida who had a lot of nervousness, I'm sure, about back home. I'm curious, before we talk about all the great stuff, what was that like? Because though you were a long ways away from South Florida, there were some baseball players who were probably pretty scared about their homes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, I actually roomed with a guy from Florida, Reno Legato, actually, and, you know, he was talking to his family every day back at home, and, you know, it was a tough situation going on, but you know, it was a good thing that all their families stayed safe, and even though their flights got delayed going back home the other day, they all got back home in time and with their families.
Outstanding stuff. Gold medalist Brandon Dieter joining us, perfect game All-American, and a Stanford commit as well out of South Hills High School in Covina, California. So what was it like? You know, Andy just got off the interview with us and shared about that busy summer where he sees you guys at Tournament of Stars, he sees you guys in Minneapolis, and has, as he said, some awful tough decisions to make. As you kept kind of making it through cut by cut, you believe in your abilities. I've been around you. You know you're good because you work hard and you understand the game, but you had to feel fortunate every time there were more games you could put that uniform on.
Oh, absolutely. Just to be able to put the USA on your chest, I think that's a huge honor in itself. Just getting invited to the Tournament of Stars, and you know, only 80 guys in the entire country get to go play to represent Team USA. But yeah, just continuing on from there, just working hard and continuing to make those cuts. You know, it's a great feeling just knowing that you're getting a little bit closer to achieving one of your goals.
How good were you in your outing against Australia? I've seen you good. I've seen you pitch really good in a high school game, and certainly deserving of being a perfect game All-American. What went right for you in that outing against Australia?
Well, you know, I knew going into that game, the coaching staff really they needed a guy to put in a lot of innings in that game because, you know, technically the game didn't matter, really, in a sense. But, you know, of course we wanted to go undefeated. You know, that was always in the back of my mind. I always want to win. I'm a competitor, and that's just how I am. That's my nature. But going into that game, you know, I knew I had to be efficient. I was just trying to keep the pitch count down, you know, mix up the speeds and get outs, you know, as quickly as possible. And I got a lot of one-pitch outs in that game, and ended up going 8 innings and was able to save a lot of our pitching for the gold medal game the next day.
Your attitude is everything. It's so interesting. We're talking with Brandon Dieter out of Covina, California. I spoke with Matt Blood earlier today, and he was saying he would have died to have given you more bats. He just was in a situation where, you know, he had what he had. He needed you to help on the mound. Attitude's everything. This is truly a team experience, correct? And that's why they put in so much work in making sure that all of you guys are in it for the team first.
Right, absolutely. You know, that was one major thing that they pointed out to us going into it. That you know, this isn't a showcase, or this isn't an individual thing. This is for a team, and this is to win a gold medal, and that's our number one goal. And we ended up achieving that, and I think it was totally worth it in the end.
Brandon Dieter is a perfect game All-American. We haven't had a chance to connect. Obviously got a chance to spend some time with your dad out there as well. Ken, enjoyed that. What was the San Diego experience for you? That was a little bit closer. That was just down the road. But you spent some time with some really great baseball players. What was the All-American Classic experience like for you?
Oh, it was great. You know, it's just one of those things that you're so lucky to be invited to again. You know, and just showing up there, playing with the best guys in the country. getting all this gear that they've given us was amazing, and I'm just so thankful to be put in that situation. And it was a lot of fun, playing in the game, especially at a big league park. I don't think many guys get to experience that, but just all in all, it was great, and especially it's a great venue down there in San Diego. You can never go wrong.
Brandon, are you guys back in school? Classes started?
I am. We are back. It's my second day back.
All right, I've got to know about your course load. You've earned the right as you get a little older to maybe have it not go all day long, but it seems like you're in for most of a full day. I've got to know what your course load is this year. What are you taking?
Thank you. This year, actually, it's pretty tough. It's probably my toughest year so far, and I have my first period is IB literature, and then I go from there. I go to ceramics. Ceramics is probably my easiest class because we have to get our 1 year of fine arts in. After that, over to AP Calculus, BC, and then from there to AP Government, and then from there to IB Biology. And then since I missed the first couple weeks of school, I'm a little bit behind, so I'm actually going back right now to sixth period to get an extra math class in until I catch up. So it's pretty tough workload, but I'll find a way to manage it.
Unbelievable. I'm overwhelmed. I want to lay down on the ground right now when I hear about that course schedule. Brandon Dieter joining us, an incredible schedule. Now, he's a Stanford commit because you can hear why. He's committed in the classroom and certainly an outstanding baseball player, one of the top all-around players in the country who can play as an elite shortstop, and you hear about his pitching prowess. The changes at the Stanford program, you still are a year away, but Dave Esker goes from Cal to Stanford. Coach Marquis obviously is who you connected with and his staff. You've got to be excited with what Dave, because we all knew this was coming with Coach Marquis, you've got to be excited with Dave Esker. Have you had any communications, or have you at least looked into who Dave Esker is and understanding his impact?
Yes, absolutely. We've talked many times on the phone. I've talked to him and Coach Eager as well as coming over from Cal. I actually got to meet him face-to-face at area code games for the first time, and we had a great conversation, and I'm really excited for the new staff coming in. I know they're going to do a great job, and I think they're the right fit for the program.
Outstanding stuff. Brandon Dieter joining us, a Stanford commit. And so what does your fall look like? We just heard about academics. It's killer. It's unbelievable. Is there any baseball in your fall, or is it quiet downtime to train, focus on academics, and then play again in the winter and spring? What does your fall look like baseball-wise?
Absolutely. This is the first time I've actually gone to take a break in a long time, and I'm going to appreciate that. I'm probably going to take this next couple months off just from throwing and playing any baseball at all. But, especially after being able to play with USA Baseball, that extended my summer a little bit right there into the fall even. So I'm definitely going to be taking some time off and starting up when high school ball starts out here.
All right. Well, listen, congratulations to you on your summer. I've always enjoyed being around you. You've got a bright future. And I do know this, that the one class I could hang with you in is ceramics. So just keep that in mind, that I can hang with you, Dieter, in ceramics. So don't forget about that, okay?
Absolutely.
Brandon Dieter, gold medalist. Have a great day, young man. Brandon Dieter joining us from Southern California, Covina, California, South Hills High School. CBA Marucci, his travel team. Stanford is where he is committed. He's a perfect game All-American. He's also a gold medalist as well. This is MLB Round Trip with Perfect Game.